We are Univernia.
Want to know my full name? William Joseph John Minery Sosa Camacho. Life for me growing up in Brantford. I love Brantford. A lot of people like chirping shit, but I love Brantford.
I was born in Cambridge, Ontario. Growing up was exciting and interesting, I suppose. Yeah. I don't know. I've essentially kind of been one to stick to myself. Mm-hmm. Always, I've always had friends and acquaintances that are always there, always present. But
I'm playing guitar since I was 12, and I'm 18 now. So I failed grade 10 applied math. So I'll do the math. Nick's doing it for me. 6 years. 6 years playing guitar. Seems a long time. Wow.
I think I started in the summer of grade 7.
Yeah.
Summer of grade 7, yeah, and so that would make it probably close to 7-8 years now. That's serious.
Mm-hmm.
First song I ever wrote was called Blade Queen, and we played that in Rough Justice, and it was about a girl. I was in grade 8, and it was about a girl that she was in love with me, and I didn't want her. And this was in grade 8. This is how ridiculous it got in grade 8. I was freaked out by her. And she ended up slitting her wrists over me, carving my name into her wrist. And then I wrote a song about her. How ridiculous it was. This is too ridiculous for me at that time. I didn't know what was happening. I was like, okay.
Well, the first music I ever got into was, your basic rock music. I liked AC/DC. I liked Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, all that stuff. Still do. But, I don't know, after a while I started just thinking, when I got in that obsessive period of constantly being in music, it would be like, I would see an artist and I'd just be like, I have to be like that person. Like Frank Zappa is a perfect example. I'd just be like, this is the path that I want to choose.
I decided to make a band because I was getting pretty good at guitar. I learned, well, I didn't learn it note for note, but I learned what I could do at the time for when I was like 12, 13. I learned Eruption. A whole bunch of these other really what people think are intricate songs to learn and stuff. So I wanted to put that into a band and have my own band so I could express the music and stuff, right? The very first person I played musically with was probably me and Brad.
Billy and I met through the band that I was at the time. It was called Grindstone.
When I was 13, chubby, huge afro.
And I think it was still Valid Instinct when I was with it. But we met through Jeff Reeks was his name, and he invited Billy to play with his band, I think, and then he wasn't right. It wasn't right for his band, I guess, and he gave me a ring, and he said, "Oh, I know a guitar player that might be good for you." So I was like, "Okay, right on."
First time we met TJ. Okay, me and Brad already met each other. And then we put up an ad for a bassist because we needed a bassist. And we went through a couple of basses, but not a lot of them worked. He was good for about 3 years. Like, he kept up with us, learned all the songs that we needed to
He
learn.
did blend in really easily.
Yeah,
when he first came in, he was
like a good friend too.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, by the time we actually started like recording serious, things to put out there, TJ was more or less out of the group. It was just like a directional thing. He had his own life and he couldn't keep up with the band, I guess.
There was a lot of shows that were lined up, but we had to cancel because the band ended because we just didn't work out with TJ.
But yeah, by the time when Nick came on board, it's been it's completely changed the whole realm.
Yeah.
It's
before he's easier to work with too. Like when I was working with TJ trying to teach him the songs, it would take him like a long time to learn songs. But Nick just catches on what I'm doing. I don't have to tell him what he has to do and stuff. I was the bassist pretty much for the last band.
Oh yeah, you wrote every bass.
I wrote the bass line and stuff, but I don't have to do that anymore.
Well, my full name is Nicholas Donald Bourget, but I go by Nick. I grew up in Scarborough. I only lived there till I was 6, but the memories I have are just, I don't know, hanging out with my neighbor, I guess. That's all I really remember.
What was the first song that you learned on bass?
1 second. "25 or 6 to 4 by Chicago. And that was taught to me by Steven Zick.
How do you find that?
Before I owned a bass. Well, probably just because most of my friends had most of them played guitar, some drums, so I just kind of naturally wanted to do that too. The first band was mainly a group of friends, and our name was Cretin, and more or less it was